Okay, guys. So new learning target today. We finished up with Stalin yesterday. Again, you guys have a quiz on him tomorrow. So our new learning target, we're gonna look at fascism over the next few days. We're gonna really focus on two fascist leaders. First one, Mussolini from Italy. Second is going to be Hitler from Germany. So our new learning target, Rangers can explain the rise and rule of fascist totalitarian dictatorships in Europe. All right, so for our warm-up, I just want you guys to have a quick conversation with your partner. Tell me what you notice in these pictures. Here we have three dictators. We have Hitler, we have Mussolini, and then over here, which I'm hoping we do get to, this is Tojo. He is from Japan. Like I said, that'll be the last person that we learn about in this class, though, for this unit, if we get there, okay? So quick conversation, the biggest thing that you notice within these pictures, go ahead, please. So what do you think that that's representing them? Okay. Okay, so what is the most obvious thing that we notice, Elijah and Mel, since we had a conversation? What do you notice?
They're medals.
Okay, so medals, what kind of medals do you think that those are? Okay, so war, so military. Okay, so we notice that they're all wearing military uniforms. Now, do you think that all of these guys have fought in these wars and have earned all of these medals? Yes or no? No. No. Okay, very good. So then my next question of what I actually want you guys to write down on your quick write is, why do you think that these leaders are all wearing military uniforms, especially understanding that these guys haven't possibly fought in all of these wars and earned all of these medals like they're showing? So quickly write that down for me. I'll give you guys a minute or two for that.
Stop bugging. Okay, turn to your partner really quickly, have the conversation. Why do you think that these leaders are wearing military uniforms? Okay, thank you guys. Emily, tell me your guys' conversation. Why do you think these leaders are wearing military uniforms? To intimidate the people? That's a very good point. Thank you, Elena. Why do you think they're wearing military uniforms? Okay, so to make people think they weren't, or to think that they are strong, intimidating, very good. Ben, tell me, why do you think they're wearing military uniforms?
To stand out.
To stand out? Very good. I think those are all really good answers. When you wear a military uniform and you're showing that you possibly have fought in war, or that you you are physically strong, like Elena said. You might intimidate your leader, or not your leaders, your citizens, right? When we talked about Stalin especially, he used fear tactics to try to scare his citizens and to put fear into them. Same exact idea here, okay? So, very good. Go ahead and I think, vocab, yep, vocab. Go ahead, we have one term today, which is fascism. And same thing with your vocab, because I see that some of you guys are running out of room. If you need to create another vocab page, that is completely fine. So fascism, it is a political ideology where the state, and you guys are going to hear that term a lot. Anytime that you hear the term state, we're just talking country, okay? Political ideology where the state is glorified above the individual by emphasizing the need for a strong central government led by a dictator. Another thing that I also want to make sure that you guys have written down is that fascism was created by Mussolini. A lot of people think that Hitler is the one to come up with this idea. Hitler adopts many of the ideas that Mussolini comes up with when it comes to running this type of government. That'll probably be a quiz question too, okay? So make sure that you have that written down. Now, I should be showing you guys a video next. You guys are gonna see that there's this box that is on your handout. Now, it's okay if you don't fill it out, if you don't like get a ton of points written down while this video is playing, because everything that's on that handout, all the documents and the readings, you're gonna find plenty of stuff to get written down, okay? I gave you guys like 2 examples on there from your reading of like what characteristics I'm looking for or exactly what I'm wanting when it comes to filling out characteristics and traits of what fascism looks like. But as this 5-minute video plays, things that I want you guys to at least listen for and focus on is race and racial purity, the importance of the nation being put above the people, which is part of your guys' definition, and then the fact that the government suppresses opposition, which again, we've already seen Stalin do the same exact thing with the use of secret police, and pretty much killing off anybody who he feels is a threat to him. So same thing will apply under fascist governments. Now, is there anybody that needs more time for this up here? Okay. All right, so like I said, 5-minute video. I just want you guys to pay attention. If you take notes in your box, great. If not, like I said, we'll get to it when we get to the handout here in just a moment.
It was this agreement that brought World War I to an end. Treaty of Versailles forced defeated nations to pay huge sums. Germany struggled for years. War reparations amounting to 100,000 tons of gold were a burden for its already ruined economy. Unemployment and inflation soared. Italy was one of the victors, but war veterans became disheartened by a triumph that didn't deliver a better future. Frustration
Sorry, this
grew,
video is not very long.
sowing the seeds of fascism. Benito Mussolini became Italy's leader in 1922. He promoted nationalism and promised to make Italy a modern
Nationalism is
power.
definitely going to be a huge
Around
part
the
of
same time,
fascism.
Adolf Hitler and his National Socialist Party energized Germans with a new sense of pride and purpose, presenting the Jewish people as a scapegoat for Europe's ills. These are thought to be the beginnings of fascism, though there is no universal definition. Mussolini took the name of his fascist party from the Latin word for fascis, a symbol for power and jurisdiction in ancient Rome. Still, there are common themes: opposition to Marxism, electoral democracy, support for rule by the elites, and racial purity, and often praise for military, religious, or conservative values.
So one thing that I do want you guys to put, because I'm not 1,000% sure if this is in your handout, is the fact that fascism really opposes communism. So remember Karl Marx, he's the guy that came up with communism. So fascists, very against communism. They fear communism. So please make sure that you have that written down in your box, please. And just like we talked about with, or when we wrote our definition about totalitarianism, they're not voted in, right? They usually will take over power just by force. So electoral democracy, meaning nobody actually makes votes. Everything is decided by the leader and the leader only.
Eventually, Hitler and Mussolini's political success and expansionist policies sparked a second, long and devastating global war. By 1945, Europe's fascist powers were defeated and broken up, and in some countries, they were banned. Fast forward beyond the Cold War and the fall of the Soviet Union, and Europe has managed to keep fascist forces out of power. A political union of 28 member countries grows ever closer, skirting nationalist policies in favor of collective ones. Though in many corners of Europe, there's resistance. Italian political parties like Forza Nova and Casa Pound openly embrace fascism,
We are here to claim a fact. There are nations, borders, homelands, and peoples.
while other parties described as far-right, ultranationalist, or Eurosceptic are criticized for sharing similar ideals. Like Germany's Pegida movement, which campaigns against the so-called Islamization of the West. We want the government to send people
Okay,
who don't belong
that's all I really wanted to watch for that. If you don't have a highlighter out, please get one out. I'm going to read to you guys your background information, and then the rest of the class, or for the rest of this assignment, you guys are going to work with your partner, reading the documents, highlighting, filling out your chart. That's really going to be your main goal for today. So as I'm reading, you guys are highlighting. Like I said, I have two examples that are in your box that give characteristics and traits of fascism. I have them underlined in here, so when you guys are highlighting while I'm reading, that's really what I want you to focus on, as well as the entire document. But you guys are probably gonna be able to fill out this box pretty quickly with how much you guys learned today. So if you feel like you're writing too much, I promise you that you're not, okay? All right, so central question today, which is also up here in yellow as well as at the top of your page. What is fascism and how did its rise contribute to the outbreak of World War II? Again, that's really going to be our focus for this entire unit of how did these leaders and totalitarian dictators help lead to a second world war starting. So the background reading says, throughout the 20th century, fascist leaders came to power in various countries like Germany, Italy, and Japan. Fascism is a political system in which the state has all the power. All citizens must work for the country and the government. A dictator is the head of the state and uses a strong military presence and police force to keep law and order. In the beginning, the dictator is often admired and looked up to. Fascism first appeared in Italy under Benito Mussolini and would follow with Adolf Hitler in Germany. Fascist governments control the way people live, and those who criticize the government or do not obey are punished, usually through imprisonment or execution. Fascist leaders want to make their state the strongest and most powerful, and believe that only the strongest and fittest in the population can survive. One main goal of the state is to expand its territory. At a young age, children are taught in school that only the state is important. Youth organizations are often created to brainwash children into following the orders of the fascist state. In a fascist country, no other political parties are allowed to exist. The government has complete control over the media, like newspaper, TV, and radio, and there is no freedom of speech. Okay. Take like, 2 to 3 minutes, go back through this background reading, see things that you highlighted, and add that to your box for me really quickly. Like I said, 2 to 3 minutes. Add as many of those things as you possibly can. Call on some of you guys. So if you haven't gotten some of these written down, go ahead and write some of them down, please. I know that a lot of you guys are still working, but I just want to make sure that we can get through this handout today. So what are some of the characteristics and traits of fascism and of a fascism nation that you guys wrote down? Journey, give me one thing you put, please. Didn't have freedom of speech, right? So no freedom of speech. Good. Laurel, give me one, please.
They believe only the strongest and fittest can survive.
Only the strongest and fittest can survive. That's a really good point. Do you guys remember what that's called? We learned about that, I don't remember, first semester, I think? Social Darwinism. You guys remember that? Okay, so that same idea. That's why we're gonna see like a lot of, or most of these fascist nations really focusing on that racial purity, and that's going to play a big role into this idea that only the fittest survive. Very good. Aiden, C. You guys are both A and C. Cifuentes, go ahead and give me one, please.
The government has complete control over the media.
Government has complete control over the media, so newspaper, TV, and radio. Propaganda is going to be a huge thing under a fascist nation. Madeline, give me one, please.
I said you're punished if you don't obey the government.
Punished if you don't obey the government, and they gave the examples of imprisonment or execution. Araya, can you give me another one, please? Ava, do you have another one? Youth organizations are used to brainwash children. We are definitely going to see that under Mussolini and under Hitler as well, because the whole point is at a very young age, you're very impressionable as a kid, right? So if you grow up learning these fascist ideas, that's what you're going to believe, okay? So that's going to be a big part of a fascist nation. We'll go ahead and stop there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys had more. But you're going to continue filling this out as you go through your documents. I also have questions that you are answering. Now, I know in this class, you guys like to work by yourselves a lot, okay? I am going to ask that you work with your partner today. Okay, so you're going to read, 1, 2, 3 documents out loud, answering the questions that do follow, and then continuing to fill out your chart, please. If you have questions, of course, let me know. The goal is for us to go over this before you guys leave class, so let's try to take 20 minutes, okay, to get through these 3 documents. I'll put a timer up here just to make sure that you guys are all on the same page of how quickly you guys need to work, and then we'll go from there. Sound good? Okay, go ahead, work with your partner, please. Let me know if you have questions. You get nervous? Yeah. How long? Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. All right, Elijah, I guess you get out reading out loud. Now you get to read by yourself. You're welcome. That is